round of applause. If I was in the church, I was going to, if you were in the church, you stand up, you first confirm whether you are a child of God, right? Because you do that. But I want to say I'm from Ingwavuma, born in Grade A. Then I'm the beneficiary of what Utana did. When the apartheid government was thinking of taking Ingwavuma to Swaziland for the following reason. When there was someone who was troublesome in Durban, respect, wherever, they will say, take that person to Ingwavuma, because they were taking Ingwavuma as a punishment area where development was not gonna be taken to. But umntwana, as a person who has Ubuntu, he said, no, this is part of South Africa, this is part of KwaZulu-Natal, this is where our Amakosi are, then this is part of our history. And then he fought. Then I benefited, and I'm a walking testimony to say, if umntwana was not there, Ingwavuma ngabe today is part of Swaziland. No one was going to defend that. And for that reason, I'm happy that we are really opening these offices in honor of, in his behalf, because without umntwana, abantu baseNgwavuma over about 279,000 ngabe they are not part of South Africa. Abantu find them saying, we want to go to Ingwavuma, we want to go wherever, claiming victory over something that was done by a humble man of God. Then let me call someone with a message of support. That will be Honorable A.T. Ntuli, IFP, KZN Provincial Chairperson, and also the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal.
Thank you, Program Director, the MEC for Agriculture and Rural Development in KwaZulu-Natal, the Chairperson of the Foundation, Honorable V.F. Hlabisa, who's also the President of the IFP, and the Minister for Culture, Ndabezitha Inkosi Zosifa Buthelezi, Princess Phumzile Shenge, Mafungaswa Pendangene Ndlunkulu, Mamohale, the entire Buthelezi family, KwaSizabantu family, the National Chairperson, Honorable MP Gwala, Secretary General, Honorable S.L. Ngobo, the Deputy SG, Honorable Mngwango, MEC Zondi, Reverend Zondi, not Zondi, Reverend Zondi, the Deputy Minister, Mkhuleko Hlengwa, honorable leaders, all our leaders present, members of the media present, Ubaba Umfundisi, distinguished guests. This week has been an emotional one for us as a province and as a nation. We have been taken down memory lane as we remembered our founder, our leader, our father, Umntwana wakwaPhendangene. His name continues to echo in our collective memory, not only as a towering statesman, but as a servant of the people who dedicated his life to the struggle for freedom, democracy, and the preservation of our culture and values. Kosakhulu Ndabezitha Mntwana, kosacebe khulu, kuba ngakhuleki abahlonishwa imeya ekhona. Today, as we gather to launch Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi Foundation offices in his honor, we are not merely opening a physical space, we are creating a living monument, a center of memory and reflection that will allow future generations to draw inspiration from his ethical leadership, his resilience, and his vision for KwaZulu-Natal and South Africa. Prince of Wapindangen was more than a political leader. He was a custodian of our heritage. He taught us that politics should not be divorced from the values of respect, unity, and service. He reminded us that leadership is not about power or position, but about responsibility, humility, and the courage to stand firm in one's convictions. This office will serve as a reminder of those values to all of us. I must thank you, Ngocha, as the chairman of the foundation and the members of the foundation for the work really you have invested, which will remain even when all of us are gone. This will be a place where young people can come to learn about our history, not in abstract terms, but through the lived example of a man who walked among us, who fought for justice and who understood the delicate balance between tradition and modesty. We view this initiative as part of our broader responsibility to preserve the legacy of those who shaped our path to democracy. In honoring Umntwana, we reaffirm our commitment to inclusive growth, social justice, and the building of a capable ethical state, values that he himself stood for through his entire life. We are aware that moments such as these carry deep emotions. They remind us of our fragility, but also our strength. They remind us that leadership is not an inheritance, but a calling. And they challenge us to ensure that our own generation does not betray the sacrifices of those who came before us. Let this office stand as a beacon of hope, a resource for knowledge, and a bridge between the past and the future. It must remind us every day that KwaZulu-Natal is a province rich in history, endowed with resilient people. Mntwana was a resilient leader, and blessed with leaders who gave their all to see us free today. To those of us who called him our father and our leader, we should, from this day forward, dedicate ourselves to being his true walking billboards and followers. We must carry his memory, not in words only, but in the way we live, in the way we lead, and in the way we serve. As his followers, we must spread his teachings through our day-to-day engagements with IFP comrades, with fellow South Africans of all political persuasions, and with people of all races and walks of life. These teachings include the concept of servant leadership, where authority is understood as service and not privilege, social cohesion, where differences are not a source of conflicts, but a strength that enriches us all, and the building of trust between the people and their leaders, which is the foundation of a healthy democracy. Umntwana waPhindangena never tried of reminding us that leadership must always begin with service. He believed that a leader must walk among the people, listen to their struggles, and be accountable to them. That is the essence of servant leadership. And it is a value that this office must embody in all its work. And I think, Ngoja, that is what you are presenting to all of us as you lead the IFP. Equally so, he understood that a divided society cannot prosper. A divided society cannot prosper. He worked tirelessly to build bridges across political, cultural, and racial lines. In doing so, he taught us that reconciliation is not weakness, but a strength. Reconciliation is not weakness, but a strength. That peace is not the absence of struggle, but the fruit of courage and a sacrifice. Above all, he demonstrated that trust is earned. It is built slowly through consistency, integrity, and humility. These are qualities that should guide us as we move forward in service to the people of KwaZulu-Natal and South Africa. I want to pause there or to end there by saying we really are grateful as lead followers of Umntwana, as citizens of KwaZulu-Natal, as the contributors to the taking forward the legacy to see this work. Really, I don't know, how can we ensure that the whole world will realize how great Umntwana is, not was. I said, well, after visiting Zambia, in Zambia, that is where I saw the real Umntwana. I don't think South Africa has seen that Umntwana. The way the government of Zambia gave reception to Umntwana, it told actually us that South Africa has not done enough. I so wish that we can have more hands that will also contribute in preserving the greatness that lived amongst us and in emulating the greatness, the servant leadership that Umntwana had. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I think I did not take more than 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mpemba. Let's give him a round of applause. Before I call the next speaker, I want to say Umntwana was the first person to recognize female amakhosi. We have amakhosi today in the whole country because of him, because he started here in KwaZulu-Natal. Also, he was the first person to appoint a female minister in his time. Bangalandela kabanye. But I will then request that I get a message of support from the Honorable MP Kwala, who is the IFP National Chairperson and the Chief Whip in the KZN Legislature.
Program Director, Honorable Madlopa Mthethwa, Reverend Ngobo. Greetings to the Chairperson, Honorable VF Hlabisa, who is the IFP President, and also the Minister of Kokta, Inkosi of the Buthelezi clan, and Ndlunkulu, Princess Phumzile, and members of the royal family present, Amakhosi, Tonakwacebekhulu, Ndabezita, all members of the foundation, Amakhosi, as I've already greeted, Tonakwacebekhulu, deputy ministers, MECs, deputy chair of the NSOP, Les Governor, mayors, honorable members, and guests. It is with great pride and deep respect that I extend this message of support to the Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi Foundation, an institution dedicated to preserving the extraordinary legacy of a man who has shaped the very fabric of our nation. Though the foundation was formally established in 2021, today marks a momentous occasion as it opens its doors to the wider public and the media. This is more than a symbolic gesture. It is an open invitation to engage with its purpose, to reflect on its progress, and most importantly, to embrace its vision for the future. The foundation stands as a tribute to Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, founder of Inkatha Freedom Party and President Emeritus, a towering figure in our struggle for freedom and a guiding force during one of the most pivotal chapters in South Africa's history. As other speakers have alluded to this, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi's leadership, characterized by humility, principle, and an unwavering commitment to peace and justice, remains a powerful example for generations to come. In honoring his legacy, this foundation does not merely preserve the past, it builds upon it. It champions the values Prince Buthelezi lived by: servant leadership, nation building, heritage, and empowerment, and seeks to carry these values forward through meaningful programs and public engagement. This initiative is not just about remembering a statement. It is about continuing with work he so passionately undertook, nurturing ethical leadership, promoting education, and uplifting communities. In doing so, the foundation ensures that his vision for a united and a morally grounded South Africa remains alive and relevant. The work of Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi is extensive. We also have a trust established in his name. We are proud of the Prince Mangosuthu and Harry Oppenheimer Trust, of which our foundation's chairperson, serve as a deputy chairperson. We believe that the trust and the foundation will be able to work hand in hand in due course. As the foundation now enters a new chapter, the IFP offers full support and encouragement. May it continue to inspire, to educate, and to serve as a living monument to one of South Africa's most distinguished sons. The IFP salute the Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi Foundation, and it wishes it continued growth and success in the years to come. I thank you very much for the chairperson.
Thank you very much, Mpepeza, for those remarks, and thank you to all that have come forward so far and made those wonderful remarks. Thank you, Sis Motlopa. We're going to call you back again a little later. But I think maybe it's appropriate, Chairperson, for the trustees of the foundation just to stand and look back at the audience so you know who the trustees are. So if I can just request all the trustees please to stand, and so that everybody recognizes who the trustees are. We've got Liesel van der Merwe, Honorable Hlengwa there. Those are the trustees, and these are the other trustees of the foundation. Thank you very much. And the reason that I made them stand, including yourself, Chairperson, is there have been very many tall orders that have been given to us as a foundation by all the speakers. But besides what they would like to see, what we also acknowledge is the support from each one of them in their individual and official capacities moving forward. I know in Gauteng, all the Squealies live in Gauteng, so we'll get gold from Gauteng and we'll open a foundation office. But I'm sure Honorable Dlamini will spearhead the fundraising drive for us there in Gauteng, for us to have the presence of Mtwana. And if we can move to every other province, that will be so good, that we can have the presence of the foundation in every province of this country. Because Mtwana was a national leader. He was an international leader. So with the support of you and your friends who are not here, I'm sure we can achieve some of those objectives. Just one announcement we should have made earlier on. The ablutions, if any of you need to go, are just outside the building here at the back. We've got additional ablution facilities. So especially to the choir group that keep coming in here, we've got facilities out there. We're now going to move on with our program. We're doing well in terms of time. And before I call upon the next message of support by Shenge, I would respectfully request all of you to stand so we can get the blessings of Princess Makoko in this very venue, which we want to remain for years and years. They are just trying to locate the track, so if I may again respectfully ask you to take your seats, please. Before I call on Inkosi of the Buthelezi clan, we will have located the track. Mr. Ngobo is working hard. But let me use these few moments just to say that since the establishment of the foundation, we've done a lot of work. It has taken a lot of time to get our administration in order, to have the foundation registered as a trust with the Master of the Supreme Court, which it has been registered. We were also able now to get permission from South African Revenue Services to issue IT 18A certificates, so that if anybody wants to give us a donation, even now or in the future, you will get a tax certificate. Instead of paying the taxman, you rather give us some money here and claim that from the taxman, because your donation will be claimable from the taxman. So we've got the IT 18A certificate. We were also, one of the projects that we've been engaged with is a digitization project. As many of you would know, knowing Mtwana for many, many years, and yesterday, Professor Ashwin Desai, who's speaking at the Professor Fatima Mir lecture now, he came past and I chatted with him. He says, you know, he was addressing an audience once, which included Mtwana. And he said something which Mtwana didn't like, which was not a historical fact. He says, before he left the hall that afternoon, there was a letter in a nice envelope given to him. And when he opened the letter, it was written by Mtwana, got it typed very, very quickly, correcting the historical incorrectness of what Professor Desai had said. And he said, that's the mark of a person. In a very kind way. He chided him in a very kind way to say, that's not a historical fact that you mentioned when you were giving us your lecture. That is Mtwana. So in that spirit, he's got thousands and thousands and thousands of documents that he had at home and he had everywhere else, and all these documents had to be sourced. And we have, as a foundation, got a digitization project where all these documents are being digitized, because you don't want to lose them. So Africa Media Online is a company that's been engaged to do that, and there were people like Mr. Graham McIntosh, Eric Torrington Smith Trust, the Konrad Adenauer Stiftung, the South African Institute for Race Relations, that contributed financially towards this project. But we still need millions to complete the project, and we'll be looking forward to more fundraising. And everything else. You'll be able to locate a document as part of the history and legacy of Mtwana. So we're archiving all of that digitally. So that's another major project that we are involved in. And the other thing that we have, which Honorable Hlengwa will speak about later, is the objectives of the trust. What are the main objectives of the trust and how we aim to fulfill these objectives. So that's another project that we will be working on. But we have been hard at work, but with more funds and more time, I think we'll be able to do more. But this year, the opening of this offices here serves as a catalyst, as you said, Mr. Premier, for us to continue from where we are with all the support of all of you. Are we ready? So please, if you would kindly rise again. And requesting Nkosi Suzifa Buthelezi to come on stage as it is being. Thank you. Thank you very much. You may be seated, and later on when you have an opportunity to walk around and look at the displays, you will find the doctoral certificate awarded posthumously to Princess Makoko when she was made a doctor, conferred upon her by the University of Zululand. It's displayed just past where Mashasha is. So there are many, many very historical pictures here, and I'm sure we'll give you an opportunity later on to walk. But it's now my pleasure to request Honorable His Royal Highness Nkosi Suzifa Buthelezi, who represents the family and is also a trustee, to give us his message of support. Thank you.
Thank you, Kapisa, as we affectionately call you. TG, who's the MC this morning. I would like to greet the chairperson of the trustees of the foundation, Bulawayo, and all the trustees who are here this morning. Ndabezitha umntwana wakwaCebekhulu, I would like to greet you. The colleagues who are all here also and their friends of the foundation. I'm standing in front of you here, you'll just forgive me, I've got this persistent flu, which won't leave me alone, but I will try and push my voice through. We have Utatu standing here on behalf of the family, my sister, Utatu Mafungwase Opumzile, my wife, Ndlunkulu Umamhale, my daughter, Noktula Bazugulu, Womtwana Abakhona la, Amanumzane Bawaktelezi, umzawethu umfowethu uZola Makeba okhona la Mashenge ngibonge ngokuba khona kwenu njoba nenza njalo ithuba lokuthi uma ngihamba nihambe njalo nikhosele isihlalo Mdlovu yakhuleka kuwe njengosihlalo national chairperson bangazitha as colleagues mama uMadlopha kade sibambele umsebenzi la ngokukhethekile Mpemba ngiyabingelela kuwe Godide Malandela chairperson waseGauteng Nondaba ngibingelele kuwena bingelele my colleague Les Kabeda. I saw also here some many unsung heroes here. I think particularly here of people like Mrs. Lydon Thwala, who some of us know how hours and hours and hours, any time of the night, they were woken up by umntwana but never complained and were there all the time. Ngifisa ukubingelela phakathi kwethu njengoba kukhulunyiwe ngezinye izinto ezenziwa umntwana eqhakambile isikhungo sakhe saseMangosuthu kukhona phakathi kwethu umgazi Mtshangase okhona lapho professor ehamba nowakwakhe siyabonga ukuthi nikhona siyabonga Mqubebe ukuthi ukhona sibonga uNkulunkulu ngokusinda kwakho kulesi sivuvaba esisaziyo esenzekalayo ngibingelela usiphelele umngadi naye beyindodana yomntwana isikhathi esiningi exhumana nomntwana ngizama ukucophelela ukuthi ngabikho bakithi ngemlibalayo embomvu ngiyabingelela kuwe mbomvu ngokuba khona this morning. As has been touched on already, it is a heavy morning emotionally. Much as we are celebrating, it is really very heavy. Somebody said to me this morning, if you didn't want Umtwana to look at you, do not go to that office because he's looking at you everywhere you look. He's saying, I see you. I think we have all seen that this morning. There's no place to hide in a nice way. We are very fortunate that my daughter thinks I'm crying now. We are very fortunate. I must commend the IFP and people who arrange these things like on Wednesday at the grave, that they have had a full appreciation now that there's nothing Umtwana wanted you to do. Mfowethu Mkwena, I see you. Mfowethu Ishwamapelo, I see you. I'll just greet you as I see you. Say hi. That they've come to have a full realization that kungabikho into eyenziwayo kungaqalwanga esontweni. Kungadlulwanga esontweni. I know that umntwana you might as well not do anything kunokuba singedlule esontweni. So I really appreciate that. And I was very touched, I'm still very touched by the choir Yase Adams that was here, because places like that are places that play a very pivotal role in shaping a person. I remember umntwana saying that he would have wished some of us to go to Adams, but more in particular, he would have wanted us to go to me personally, to go to Fort Hare as his alma mater. But he was told in no uncertain terms by the government of the time that I should go to Zululand, because there was a time when Zulu is Zululand. So tried as he might, but he just refused. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this morning is not really a speech. We are here just to memorialize Umntwana and really to commend every effort that has been made to make sure that his legacy is perpetual. That does not happen just by accident. We all build our legacies as we live every day. And I think the most important thing is that you cannot edit the legacy because this is the way you lived. So as a family, I just wanted to say a few words this morning. I must say, I feel very heavy emotionally this morning. To me, it is quite propitious that I should stand here for this purpose only 3 days after the declaration of Umntwana Mangosuthu's grave as a heritage site. I can see a number of people who were kind to attend that ceremony. As a family, we are humbled by the acknowledgement of Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi's contribution, not just to the IFP, to humanity. There are people in the world whose work and life must be acknowledged because their works have everlasting impact on the lives and future generations. As long as a leader has said or done what immediately and over time proves to be valid, his or her name must be immortalized as it serves as a vanguard to the future generations. What a leader believes in is often evident, not from what they say in their speeches or writings. Here are 2 quotes from Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi that I would like to refer to on this occasion. The first one, quote, "I have always believed in dialogue and in non-violence, and if you look at my background, you will see that it has always been my policy to talk to everyone." The close quote, open quote, second one. "Celebration of unity in diversity entails creating environments where everyone feels valued, respected, and empowered to contribute with their voices." Close quote. Inkatha Freedom Party was founded by someone who got around him leaders whose values were grounded in principles of African secular consultative dialogue on indigenous principles as well. I refer to the likes of Bishop A.H. Zulu, Dr. Helen Gobese, Reverend Dr. Izet Kakane, Inkosi M. Ngobo of the Kati clan, Mr. M.T. Mtimkulu, and many others. Talking to people and listening to pervasive voices is the essence of excelling leadership in an African setting. I'm talking about African settings because for an inclusive society to thrive, it must utilize the worldview of its members as inherited from the excellence of their forebears. We must be anchored in what we have been, and in order to proceed to where we ought to be headed. Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, Inkosi of the Buthelezi clan, Imbabazane Kamahaka, taught us that unity is strength. We see this on the cornerstone of the slogan of the IFP, which I think should remain being a cornerstone. Songoba Simunye. I plead that Inkatha Freedom Party remains united, continuously remembering that Inkatha should be greater than all its members, even more than the leaders. It is there to serve and not to be served. It is there to make an everlasting impact on people of all groupings, whether they are its members or not. What are some of the characteristics of people who have been named as best leaders in the world? They must be innovative, they must be consultative, they must listen to those who have different strategies to theirs, and what they do must have a positive, lasting impact on the life of others. I think there are few characteristics which, amongst many, I think really were at the foundation of Umntwana, which I can just name, and a lot of you here know about characteristics like honesty, like humility, and he always urged to say, people tend to confuse humility with weakness. And yet, when you are, he said that the quickest way for people to respect you is to be humble. Somebody described Umtwana by saying, he said, they say when you know a person is really a leader, when you know that he is big meaning important, that's a person who make you bigger than himself when you are in his company. And they said Mtwana, that was a character. And then, of course, a one of integrity. Mtwana, there's one saying we love together, me and him, about integrity, which went, if you have integrity, nothing much else matters. But if you don't have integrity, then nothing matters. So those were some of the characteristics which I remember. And also he said courage, most importantly, was important, especially in his case. We do know he needed a lot of courage. And he always talked about how many times he was betrayed. Because he believed that a person who betrays you, they say you must bring an enemy much closer to know everything you're doing, even hugging them, because he was saying, if you can open my shirt at the back, you see so many holes of stabbings whilst I'm hugged. So all these things were very touching because he still forgave those people as a Christian. Quite opposite that, as I think now, dialogue ensues in South Africa. I believe one of the purposes of a foundation is to keep alive the vision of a personality after which it is named. It will be a sad day if the Prince Mangosuthu Foundation, it remains a name only. Even more so, if this building here, which is so wonderful and so warm, we are just all filled by his, warmed by his smiles here, if it ends up being just a building with beautiful pictures, I think that will be a very, very sad day. God bless the leaders of the Prince Mangosuthu Foundation for having thought of this gesture, and this links very nicely to the Ulundi Museum. And I think what I found very encouraging in perpetuating the legacy of Mtwana Wapinagene is that fortunately the crop of leaders who are here now, even in this room, they all have the fingerprints of Mtwana Wapinagene all over them. And I think the biggest challenge for the leaders who are here is that what is it that they are going to do to pass the baton? And I think that whilst we are having this wonderful morning, the biggest thing that we all have to guard against is that Mtwana built one church in Kata, in Kululeko Yesizwe then, and the IFP. And the one thing that will hurt him deeply would be to see the IFP reaching its demise and I dare say, disappearing. So there's really a big warning to the leaders here. We are all leaders. I'm not pointing fingers here. I might be his son, but we're all leaders. My sister here is a leader of the women. We're all leaders in our capacities. But really, if the only way in which you can remember Mtwana, besides standing in front of you here, besides singing his praises, is to make sure that we do nothing that betrays what he stood for. Because when you talk to him, people were singing his praises. He always hastened to say, if we are not talking about the difference I made in people's lives, then you rather not talk about me. My brothers and sisters, that's all I wish to say this morning, and to say that we do hope that this place will be a sanctuary, a place where a person can even just come and sit and just gain strength, especially the leaders and anyone for that matter, to come and just strengthen themselves knowing that he's in the company of Umntwana kwaPhindangene. He did not live his life in vain, and I think he gave his all. As we were there on Wednesday, when he was asked when he was alive, what would he like to be written when he's passed away? He said, the man who loved his country. With those few words, I really want to congratulate everyone who has collaborated in this foundation being alive. But of course, the challenge lies ahead, Chairperson Ngocha, to take it to another level. It still has to actually be heard in so many issues that are important. Issues like Itala Bank and issues like that, especially to do directly with his legacy. We as trustees have a responsibility to be heard, not just the party. And there are even those causes which must actually be run with even more aggressively by the foundation than the party. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen, who are very humbled by your presence this morning. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ndabazita, especially for those essential, very essential reminders to all of us as leaders who are here and to others who may not be here. I know we are broadcasting this program here, and many people outside are listening. Unfortunately, I think if we had to have a proper function, we could have filled Moses Mabhida Stadium once again, Honorable Premier. Maybe more than what happened, I won't say when, but what happened not so long ago, just before a very important election in the country. But space is limited, and we had to invite, leadership and families and things like that. But we hope that more and more people will come and visit and get to know. And as Mtwana says, it must just not be a place, it mustn't be an art gallery. At the moment it looks like an art gallery, but don't tell people now when you go back that you came to an art gallery. You came to the offices of the foundation that's going to be alive, it's going to be breathing, it's going to be kicking, it's going to do everything that Mtwana stood for. And Mashasha will be speaking about that later. But for now, we've got the choir. I think you want to hear the choir again because they were so beautiful. So let's get the choir to render a few songs. sure you all enjoyed that. Give them another round of applause. Now, maybe a commercial, Bulawayo, on behalf of the Adams College Choir, which Mr. Nyawase was telling me outside. The 130-strong choir, Mr. Premier, is going to be performing at Sun City, which is in the northwest, sometimes in October. I don't have the dates, but they are looking for any kind of support that they can have to get to Sun City and perform on behalf of KwaZulu-Natal and perform on behalf of Mtwana. Because that's Mtwana's legacy. Adams College is Mtwana's legacy. So whatever support we can give, I know there are a lot of squealies around here. If there's any support that we can give, please let us talk to Mr. Nyawase after this to see how we can support this wonderful choir. On behalf of Mtwana Uzuzifa, he's wanted me to apologize that he did not recognize the Stegen family, who have been very, very integral part of Mtwana's growing up, very supportive in everything that he said and did, and even the water that we are supposed to give you today, if some of the VIP security didn't put it in their vehicles and take it away. And we're trying to bring it back now. I don't know why they do that, Premier. There was lots of water that was brought by the Stegens so that you can all quench your thirst. They've also sponsored the water. Thank you very much to the Stegen family for all the contributions you've made to Shenga's life over the years. And I know your dad and him were what we'd call bosom friends. So thank you very much to the Stegens. I also want to acknowledge Professor Ngulunga, who's here with us, Vice-Chancellor, and then Pilani did tell me from Ilanga that there's Professor in the back, I think many of you know him. Thank you very much for honoring our function today. So I am now going to get our team there to just reflect on some of the activities of the foundation that will bring back your
Africa's collective struggle.
Unforgettable memories. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now my pleasure to invite the chairperson of the foundation, Honorable V.F. Sabisa, who is also the president of the Inkatha Freedom Party, and the Minister of the Department of COGTA to deliver the keynote address. Bulawayo.
Thank you very much, colleagues. You can be seated. Let me firstly take this opportunity to greet the program directors, the Honorable Singh and Honorable Mrs. Gamadlopa Mtetwa. Greetings to Reverend S. Ngobo, the rector of St. Agnes Church, all the board of trustees, His Royal Highness Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi Buthelezi, Inkosi of the Buthelezi clan, Shenge, Undlunkulu Ugamohale, Her Royal Highness Princess Phumzile Buthelezi, who is also a trustee like Umntwana uZuzifa Buthelezi, the entire family of Umntwana, the religious fraternity, the principal and the choir of the Adams College, the Honorable National Chair of the IFP, Ubaba Ugwala, because the IFP is a custodian of the foundation whose offices are launched today. He is accompanied by the entire leadership of the IFP, the Secretary General of the IFP, Ufuze, the Deputy National Chair and Deputy Secretary General, as well as the Treasurer General, and all colleagues who sit in the NEC. Greetings to the Premier of the province of KwaZulu-Natal, who is also the chairperson of the IFP in KwaZulu-Natal, the Honorable 18 Mpemba. And also greetings to the Honorable B. Dlamini, who is MEC in the Gauteng legislature, but also the chairperson of the IFP in the Gauteng province. I want to recognize the deputy ministers who are present, Deputy Minister Singh, Deputy Minister Hlengwa, the MECs who are present, MEC Reverend Zondi, and MEC Gamadlopa Mtetwa, members of the national and provincial legislature, and I recognize Honorable Governor, who is the deputy chair in the NCOP. I recognize also Isizwe Nabanumzana Buthelezi, who are accompanying Umntwana uZuzifa, Inkosi yesizwe sakwaButhelezi. Greetings to Amakhosi, Abantwana basendlunkulu, Inkosi uCebekhulu, who is present in our midst, our mayors, deputy mayors, speakers, and all our councillors, distinguished representatives from the national, provincial, and local government, Professor Mchangase and his wife, from the product of Umntwana, the Mangosuthu University of Technology. And I also acknowledge Professor Ngulunga, the Stegen family, the entire leadership of the IFP in their respective categories, and all who gather to honor Umntwana Wapindangene, the late Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi today. I firstly want to respond to what the Treasurer General said when he was thanking the choir from Adams College that they will be performing 2 months down the line. I think in the context of the official opening of these offices, and also as an honor to Umntwana as a former student of Adams College, the foundation will contribute an amount of 50,000 rand to assist these learners when they go for their choral competition. I'm sure, but I'm not going to sing that song. Today, we gather here at 5 Signal Road in Durban to witness history and to be part of a momentous milestone, the launch and the official opening of the Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi Foundation offices. This is more than a ceremony. It is a profound tribute to a man whose life was dedicated to service, justice, and the upliftment of our nation. Above all, today is a declaration of purpose, a reaffirmation of legacy and commitment to the future. From the onset, I want to agree with all the speakers who have shared the podium to give their messages of support as well as remarks. We gather here at the Point Waterfront, a place of convergence, to launch the offices that must converge with the destiny of the nation. The establishment of these offices marks a new chapter in the preservation and promotion of the legacy of one of South Africa's most consequential leaders, the late Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. The building we are in today once vibrated with the presence of our late beloved Umntwana Wapindangene himself. These offices were due to be officially launched and opened during his birthday in 2023. In June 2023, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi was walked through and around these rooms and through these passages and sat on chairs in these offices as we took him through this building in preparation of the official launch of the offices, which was assigned to be in August 2023. Unfortunately and sadly, illness and death deprived us the opportunity to celebrate this moment with him. Today, as we finally launch and officially open these offices, thereby fulfilling the day he was looking forward to, I am nevertheless certain that his spirit is and remains with us, guiding our steps as we forge ahead a new chapter in his legacy. As I look around today, I feel the weight of the moment. Emotions are running high. We find comfort though that the wish of Umntwana kaPhindangene is finally realized today. So many times resolutions are made but never executed. I am really proud of the team and the support staff that put the shoulder on the wheel behind this work. On that note, I want to thank, commend, and applaud both the Board of Trustees and the National Executive Committee of the IFP for carrying out this work till this far. You deserve a round of applause. Honestly, you have done par excellent. I know that every brick and every wall speak loudly. They tell a story of pain and courage. They tell a story of hope and resilience. They tell a story of struggle and survival against all odds. The walls around here tell a story of Umntwana's long life, fight for a better and more just South Africa. The Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi Foundation was born out of a clear purpose to honor the extraordinary legacy of a statesman, a patriot, a leader who dedicated himself to the liberation and the building of a peaceful and a united nation. After a resolution at the IFP's elective conference held on the 23rd to the 25th of August 2019 in Ulundi, this vision took shape to create a platform that will educate, preserve, and ultimately emulate Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi's example. Today, the mission is partially accomplished. Following the conference decision in 2019, on 1 September 2022, the Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi Foundation was officially launched in Durban, ICC. And again, on 21 March 2023, the first Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi annual lecture was inaugurated by His Excellency Olusegun Obasanjo. And today, we are officially launching the offices of the foundation. The seed and the vision of the foundation was created in 2019 and planted in the minds of the people of goodwill. It has germinated, and now it must grow and run the race to fulfill the mandate. The Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi Foundation's mission is simple yet profound: to empower ordinary South Africans, to foster partnership across government, civil society, and business, and to bring to table solutions to our many challenges. The Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi Foundation was established not merely to commemorate a life, but to institutionalize a legacy. It must be a living entity designed to engage with the present and shape the future. As trustees of this foundation, we are called to take the baton from the late Prince and build a South Africa he dreamt of, one that rises above poverty, unemployment, crime, corruption, hopelessness, and moral decay, the conditions that threaten to erode the fabric of our nation. As we launch these offices today, we mark the beginning of another level of all hands on deck. It is time to start seeing tangible, life-changing initiatives and activities going forward. We need to start to be seen on the ground, rendering services to people, planting trees to mitigate the effects of climate change, doing social responsibility programs, helping the needy, feeding the hungry, providing shelter to the homelessness, and many more activities. The walls around us tell a story of his life, his deep love for his family, his exemplary leadership as a politician and a traditional leader. He was the Zulu nation's longest-serving prime minister, having served 3 kings of the Zulu nation. Some of the pictures on the wall depict the relationship Umntwana had with the king, the late king of the Zulu nation, King Goodwill Zwelithini KwaZulu, who once said, when referring to Umntwana, open quote, "Ndabezitha, all that you have done is not for yourself, but you did it for my people. You have served South Africa as a whole in the most dedicated manner," close quote. And in the words of the legendary Winnie Madikizela Mandela, she said, open quote, "He was one of the greatest fighters entrusted with fighting the system from within, a true leader of conscience, a father of the nation," close quote. Umntwana's unwavering commitment to the cause of liberation earned him recognition across Africa and in the world. A story of pictures on the wall depicts this story. When Umntwana met the heads of state like Haile Selassie, Kenneth Kaunda, Julius Nyerere, Olusegun Obasanjo, Margaret Thatcher, Ronald Reagan, and many more world leaders who recognized his steadfast bravery and visionary leadership. As Kenneth Kaunda noted, Buthelezi reignited the struggle even amidst formidable obstacles and proved that leadership rooted in integrity, courage, and foresight can transform a nation. We launched these offices not only for his political achievements, but also for his advocacy for cultural identity, education, and human dignity. He was a man who believed that governance must be based on integrity, transparency, and service. His teachings reminds us that true leadership is about empowering others, about making decisions that benefit generations to come. Today, as I stand here with a heart full of gratitude, knowing that these offices we are launching today will take forward the vision of the late Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. His legacy is etched into the very fabric of our history, shaping our cause as a nation and inspiring all of us. His legacy today also as etched into every corner of these offices. But let me remind you, Prince Buthelezi's legacy is a call to action. It challenges us to confront the realities of our society which, with honesty and resolve, it compels us to address the scourge of poverty, unemployment, crime, and corruption, not with despair, but with innovative solutions, with hope, and with unity. Prince Buthelezi's life was a testament to that effort. His is a legacy that teaches us that even amid darkness, hope can shine, that resilience and faith can overcome the greatest obstacles. Prince Buthelezi's legacy is not confined to political milestones. It is embedded in the cultural, spiritual, and intellectual fabric of our country. These offices must be a home of legacy, a platform for dialogue, and a beacon for future generations. To our youth of South Africa, Prince Buthelezi believed in the power of young people to lead, to innovate, and to transform. That is why, in his honor, I have made that contribution to our young learners from Adams College, because Umntwana believed in education and he even stood for a slogan, education for liberation. I want to urge our youth, visit these offices, explore the archives, and learn from the life of a man who led with integrity. Participate in leadership programs. Use this space to organize and to debate, because your voice matters and your future is being shaped now. In closing, on behalf of the trustees, I want to reaffirm our unwavering commitment to continue what Prince Buthelezi started. To honor his memory, this foundation must make a meaningful and lasting difference. We must be a catalyst for change, promoting education, traditional leadership, good governance, and social development. We need the partnership of all South Africans, business, civil society, government, and ordinary citizens. Our shared future depends on collective effort, on building bridges where walls exist, and on nurturing the potential within every individual. Partner with us so that we can champion hope, peace, non-racialism, and real economic freedom for all. Partner with us so that we can revitalize moral values, traditional leadership, and uphold the dignity of every South African. Partner with us so that together we can be part of building, protecting, and nurturing Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi's legacy. Partner with us in taking South Africa forward, in overcoming the country's current challenges and building bridges to the future. Prince Buthelezi believed in the protection of women and children. As we launch these offices during the Women's Month, may the Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi Foundation be a catalyst for justice against gender-based violence and femicide, a light on the hill, and the keeper of memory, peace, and stability. May these offices and the foundation live long, thrive, and inspire the nation and the generations to come. These offices, therefore, have been officially opened. Thank you, Program Director.
Thank you very much, Chairperson of the Foundation, for the leadership that you offer to the Board of Trustees, and also for the support that you've pledged to the Adams College Choir. I think it's very fitting that we do that in honor of Mtwana. I also like to thank Mandla Matla for their support in securing this building and for where we are. Hopefully, again to all the squealies, Shanga, that are here, hopefully we can acquire this section of the building outright. At the moment we are leasing it, but hopefully we've got an option to purchase, and I think, President, you'll sign the lease a little later, the renewal. But hopefully we can purchase this, because I think from all the speeches, from the vibe that I get here, everybody is satisfied that this is a more than ideal venue for us to honor and continue with the legacy of Mtwana. And there's space available next door. And I think it's also profound that Mtwana, being a man of peace, these offices are situated in Mahatma Gandhi Road. Signal Road is just an offshoot, but Mahatma Gandhi, which stood for peace, non-violence. So we are in a very, very appropriate arena as well. We've been talking about the 5th of June, 2023, and Shenga's presence at this very place where he blessed this building with his presence. So there was a photograph that we had there, if we can just put up as, sorry. Oh, okay. There's a bit of a technology we need. I'm so glad they got an MEC for technology now in Gauteng. So maybe you need to sort the technology out here. But I think as Honorable Slangwa, who is one of the trustees and Deputy Minister, will be moving his vote of thanks, will flight that picture. So you know this was Mtwana's dream. And Mashasha was very fortunate that on that day, he had a long chat with Shenga about what the intention is. He didn't have all these pictures and all the paintings and everything, but he had a long chat about the vision of the foundation moving forward. So I would now invite Honorable Slangwa, Trustee, Deputy Minister, Transport, don't take us for a ride. Move over to thanks.
Kuba wena waungenathi ngabe safele endleleni namhla Nkosi siyamangala masibheka emumva kube wena waungenathi ngabe safele endleleni. Thank you very much, Kapisa, the Program Director, Treasurer General, Trustee, and the Deputy Minister of the only department with 3 names, Forestry, Fishery, and the Environment. You guys must make up your mind what you are. The Program Director, the MEC for Agriculture and Rural Development in KwaZulu-Natal, Mama Utipiga Madlopa Mthethwa Matanda, who's also a trustee of the foundation, the chairperson of the Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi Foundation, and the president of the IFP,
and the Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Bulawayo. Ngiyakhuleka Shenge, inkosi yesizwe sakwaButhelezi, umntwana waphindangene. I think sometimes we forget, and also a member of parliament, colleagues, Shenge Nondlunkulu, Umamhale, the national chairperson of the IFP Women's Brigade, and the trustee of the foundation, the chairperson of the portfolio committee on education in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, umntwana Mafungwas, umntwana Phumzile Shenge, umuzi wonke wenkosi wawaphindangene, banumzane bakwaButhelezi nomndeni wonke boShenge siyathobeka kakhulu, siyakhuleka kini. Umndeni wakaStegen who are present here today, and we truly appreciate ubukhona benu. The national chairperson of the IFP Kilane, the secretary general of the IFP Fuze, the deputy secretary general Mpangazitha, the premier of KwaZulu-Natal and the chairperson of the IFP in this province, Umpemba Sompisi, the chairperson of the IFP in the province of Gauteng and the MEC for e-government, Malandela, Reverend Zondi, who is the MEC, or is also another one of economic development, tourism and environmental affairs in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, and the IFP Youth Brigade National Chairperson Emeritus, Nondaba Siyathokoza kakhulu, members of the NEC who are present, Gokuyithoba ukhulu, Ndabezitha inkosi umntwana wakaCebekhulu, who is present, the chairperson of the POC and the chairperson of the IFP's parliamentary caucus in Cape Town. Mayors, deputy mayors, members of National Council, the friends of the party and the IFP who are here, academia, the from MUT, University of Johannesburg, and to all colleagues, good afternoon. I'm really hoping that they've sorted this out, because before I start, I'm going to speak a language you like, TJ, which one reminds me, Bulawayo, when we went to Taiwan, Nomntwana, it was very clear that he was going there to tell them, and everywhere we went, that money is the milk of politics. Now money is the milk of the foundation. So ngicela before siqale khona udaba fanele ngilifake lapha. Okay, we'll come back to that, because I think it's important what we wanted to put up. Bulawayo, I want to also extend really warm wishes to the Adams College, Imbumbule Kamangehlez, who have done really well this morning. I just want to, on behalf of the foundation and the trustees, indicate that it is our singular honor and privilege to thank all of you on this historic and deeply meaningful occasion, the official opening of the offices of the Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi Foundation. Fagage, fagalol daba, fagalol daba. Just take a picture of this very important meeting. Very, very important. Please. This is very important. There's also a very professional website that we have, and all these details are there. So, colleagues, for the foundation, as we thank you and invite you to partner with us, this day is more than the unveiling of bricks and mortar. It is cementing of a vision, the institutionalization of a legacy, and the continuation of a life story that has shaped our nation and will continue to shape it for generations to come. Just this past Wednesday, Prince Buthelezi would have celebrated his 97th birthday, and we feel his presence with us today and in our memories, in our hearts, and most importantly, in our shared commitment to carry forward his ideals. For many of us, and for me personally, Prince Buthelezi was not only a towering statesman, but he was also a mentor, a guide, and a constant source of wisdom. To all of us, his life was a masterclass in leadership, integrity, and service. Today, as we open these offices, we are reminded of his unwavering dedication to education, cultural preservation, good governance, and the upliftment of our people. Therefore, these walls must become a beacon, a place where his vision lives on and where the future generations will draw strength and inspiration. It's already been pointed out, Umntwana was seated exactly right there in the picture behind me. On the 5th of June, we will be thinking about this place. And so he's quite well aware of what we had intended to do. We do want to say we will from time to time change the pictures that are here. I think what is also important is that the collection that you see was actually handpicked by Umntwana himself. All the pictures that are here, and above and beyond, they are all in their original frames. We have not altered them. So these are the pictures as he gave them to us. And I just want to say, Ndabezitha mafungwase sayini kwimvumo ukuthi singabuye sibuye sizocela ezinye. So sazobuya sizocela ezinye as we tell the life story of Umntwana. Secondly, we want to, as part of the future plans, invite you to partner with us in lectures and seminars that we're going to hold in these hallowed walls. We want students and academia and the public at large to come and have their voices heard in this place. Umntwana was a man of engagement, Umntwana was a man of dialogue. And what we intend to do here is constantly and continuously provide a platform for society to be heard. We will be changing from time to time thematically the pictures here. In one instance, we'll tell the religious and faith life story of Umntwana and hopefully try to tell it in its material facets. There's the education journey, there's the development journey, there's the leadership journey. So the institution and the offices will be alive. So this is your first visit, but it's not your last, because you don't know what's the next surprise that we have for you. We are also open to ideas that you may have about how you may want to tell the story of Umntwana. We will be hiring out the offices, the conference room, the technological capabilities that we'll have here as the theater. So if you want to hold your meetings, this, as you can see, there's been no disturbance the whole day. It's very peaceful here. So if you want to come and have a work area, please come through. The proceeds that we will collect as the foundation are for development. None of the trustees earn anything, none of them claim anything. In all that we do, it is really for the purposes of ensuring that the foundation is able to plow back into society. So we want to invite all of you to help us to preserve and document the legacy of Umntwana waPhindangen with accuracy, respect, and depth, and to ensure that his contributions to peace, democracy, and nation building are studied, celebrated, and taught, and hence the invitation to education. We also want to use the foundation as a platform for thought leadership, mentorship, and socio-economic initiatives. Umntwana would tell a story when he speaks about freedom. Athi bantu bami ningavumi umlando wenu ukhiwe phezulu. Because there's an assumption that the struggle for freedom and democracy began in 1912 with the liberation movement, and forget that 1879, for example, was part of the struggle. But there's a tendency to ukha phezulu. So when you come here, put on your thinking cap. Ungafiki uzokha phezulu. This is a thinking place. It's for thought leaders. Looking ahead, as you have seen in the snippet, we hosted the inaugural Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi lecture On the 21st of March 2023, we are happy to announce that the second annual Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi lecture will take place later on this year, and I can assure you it will be worth your while. We have got a speaker of an epic stature on the continent. This lecture, colleagues, and to the academia in particular, is a series of a platform for dialogue, reflection, and scholarship, ensuring that the values and principles of Umntwana Wakaphindangene continue to guide us as a nation. As we make this clarion call, our thank you is an invitation, because generally thank yous tend to end the conversation. We are starting the conversation. What we want to say, Prince Buthelezi himself once said, speaking in Parliament in 2004, history will judge us not only by what we achieve for ourselves, but by what we do for generations to come. Today, these offices and this foundation stand as our answer to that call. He further reminded us, speaking in 2003 at the Youth Brigade Conference, that leadership is not a pedestal, it is a platform for service. And those words are now our guiding light as we embark on this next chapter of the life of Prince Buthelezi. We want to express our sincerest appreciation to the Buthelezi family, Shenge, nomndeni wonke, nomuzi wonke wenkosi, for having borrowed South Africa, this great man, and for allowing us to continue to use his name, vision, mission, and legacy to take this country forward. We appreciate the good work that we do together, and we hope that we'll continue in that trajectory. To the IFP, led by the President, Bulawayo, as you have rightly reminded us, the conference directed that this foundation must be established, and we are humbled to be entrusted by the responsibility of which it carries. The support that we have received as a foundation from the party is immeasurable. We would not be here without the commitment and dedication and financial support that the party has poured in to make sure that we move forward. We want to thank all of you, our speakers, who have given remarks, Mpemba, Malandela, Nondaba, Kilane, for the messages that you have given. We have recorded all of it, and so we will be using it. We've got a copyright to your speech now. It is the property of the foundation. So thank you very much for what I can only say has been well thought out contributions, which give us the vantage point of how you also Umntwana and challenging us how we should take him forward. So thank you very much to all of you, Bahlonishwa. We want to say thank you very much to the safety and medical teams who are present, Point Waterfront Board for Access, our service providers, Mr. Dumon Ngobo and his team. Fuze, thank you very much for all that you have actually done, and I want to thank you in advance for all that you will continue to do. And to our caterer, I will come to the announcements. To Wele Catering, thank you very much. To our technical team and technical committee, led by the Honorable Liesel van der Merwe, Buthelezi, for all the good work that she has done, and the apt conceptualization which has, as you can see in this place. To you and your team, David, thank you very much for all your hard work and bringing all your friends on board, TJ. What I want to say is that, by and large, all the things that you've seen here has been donations and given freely in terms of time, skills, and expertise, and just like Umntwana did with his life as well. Program directors, thank you very much. To the Adams College Choir, thank you. And last but not least, we want to thank Fuze. So Baba, thank you very much for taking the time to come and stay with us, your flock, for actually sorting out everything today. I can tell you we were somewhat embarrassed this morning when you arrived with 110% preparation for today, and we thought, we have not done well. And thank you very much, Baba. We really, really appreciate to you for all that you have done. Our announcements, colleagues, are as follows. We will request when we are done here to invite the family, the trustees, premier, the leader, NEC, colleagues and mayors to come and join us in the boardroom, which as you step out, it's on your right, and the rest of us would request to go to the auditorium on the other end, where we will all receive our refreshments. I do want to, Program Director, I'm sorry to be long, but I think it would be remiss if I do not ask Mrs. Waller to stand and thank her for all the work she has done at the inception of the foundation to date, administratively, and the support that she has given Umtwana. Mrs. Waller, we are truly, truly, truly grateful to you for your time, for your energy, and for your sacrifices that you have endured with your family for Umtwana. But what you have done to pour yourself into this foundation is very, very important and cannot go by unnoticed. So, Mrs. Waller, thank you very much. Then I would like to ask Ms. Mandisal to come Nimbone, because she is the new administrator here at the foundation. For all your queries, she will be your point of contact when you arrive here as we take the foundation forward. So we request that we just introduce her, who takes over from there she is. Ms. Mandisal Tuli is the new administrator. Is the new administrator of the foundation, and if you need anything, please interact with her, and she will be able to link you up. The T-shirts we are wearing are available on sale. TG, how much? Okay, 250 rands. They are in grey and they are in black. If you would like to purchase, please do see us as well. Then there are the foundation pins, which are 50 rands. It's all part of fundraising. So please don't leave here without a T-shirt, and don't leave here without a pin for all of us. We'd like to thank all of you for coming to join us today. Please do drop by again, and may the legacy of this great son of Africa live on through these walls, through its work, and through our collective effort. May he shine his light upon us as we do the work. Yes, and there's the biography by Bem Tenkin. Please bring it. Now it's for sale. Gonje TG, how much is it? 350. We are also selling the book, the biography. Umtwana, very, very important. Umtwana was a reader. You can't be a disciple Umtwana if you don't read. So if you loved Umtwana, please read, and please love him through the support of this book. It's 350, but if you don't mind, you can also buy it for 1,000 rands as well. It's not a problem. TG, thank you very much to you and the program director, and we truly, truly, as the foundation, appreciate all the support we have received. uNkulunkulu msanigcine nonke, anithande, anihlenge, anilondoloze. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mashasha, especially for doing the job of the TG today so well. I think you'll make a very good TG. But thank you, everybody. I'd also like to thank Advocate Anthony Mitchell, who was very involved with us in getting the trust sorted out, the SARS certificate sorted out. We had Nikki Brits, Pastor Joy Rubin, and others who were also very instrumental in the beginning when the formation of the trust. That's the difficult part. But we are where we are, and hopefully in the not too distant future, the 3 vacancies that exist for trustees would be filled. And just to let you know that Mtwana himself, Shanga himself, handpicked 6 of the trustees, I think. because the party had 5 of us and Mtwana nominated the other 6 himself. So I think there's discussion with the family that's already started for us to look at other trustees that need to fill those spaces so we can have a full complement of the Board of Trustees. So thank you very much, everybody. I am going to, you know what the announcements are, but I will kindly request that the chairperson and Mtwana Buthelezi and Zuzifa and his family and some of the leaders move first, and then we'll go to the other side. I will also like to invite